Every Wednesday night, my friend Austtin hosts an open mic night at one of the bars in town. He runs the show entirely by himself, and it's up to him to fill the time and play music with whoever may sign up. His years of dedication to playing music and performing have made him a very skilled musician and improviser. Along with this, his charismatic presence on stage sets fellow performers, experienced or new, at ease and warmly invites them to share the spotlight. Up until recently, the idea of playing at an open mic was pretty alluring to me, but the fear of making a fool of myself kept me from doing it. There was a few times I almost did it, but didn't quite go through with it. Until one night. Austtin was kind enough to learn a song or two that I was interested in jamming with him at open mic. And on this night in particular, signups were shallow, so he reached out and invited me to come up. I'll never know how much he actually needed me to play and how much it was just him giving me the push I needed, but I did know I couldn't refuse.
I can let you play the beat for no drugs.
I remember my heart beating harder and harder as I walked to the bar. I had played publicly a few times before, but that was over 4 years ago, and the nerve bug had found its way back into my heart. We did a rendition of Aerials by System of a Down and another song that we both managed to forget, but it went pretty well. Then Austtin asked me if I knew Snow by Red Hot Chili Peppers, because another attendee wanted to play it and needed a singer. I kinda knew the song, so I agreed to sing it, but I needed to have the lyrics up on my phone. Everything was awesome until the first chorus.
Thank you.
I'm pretty familiar with the song, but I lost my place, and with how wordy it is, mixed with it being kind of open mic and not really used to performing that song, I just couldn't find my footing, and I kind of had to shrug at Austtin and be like, sorry man, I can't do it. Fortunately, he understood what I was saying and masterfully coordinated the other guys to say like, okay, we're bailing out of this song. He assured me that it was okay and that it happens a lot and it was no big deal, but I hung around a little bit after and I felt pretty silly. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of that night, so sorry. My saving grace was that it was open mic after all, and pretty late, so not many people were there to witness. But as I came to learn, messing up and kinda bombing on stage was a very great learning experience.
Yeah, it really seems like I'm trying to sell this Ibanez cat. The Ibanez. TSA15H. Prove the day's date.
That'll be the thumbnail. Austtin Petrashune. State your name. Who are you?
My name is Austtin Petrashune. That's right.
What really is open mic? Not when or where, but what is it really?
What does it mean to me, you might say? To me, open mic is a kind of a middle ground between a totally community-based forum and, say, space. I feel like that word is overused, but it's a community space to perform. Anyone who needs time in public, they want to perform for an audience, this is where you can do it. And what's great about it is it's free. You don't have to buy drinks. It helps, you support the event by buying drinks and food and whatever, but it's kind of a mix between a private show at a private place, but you can come, anyone can come and sign up and perform and have an audience, so that's pretty cool. That's what it is, really.
You remember when you asked me to come up on stage and play Snow with you? By the
I do remember that.
What do you remember?
I remember us thinking we could do that song and giving you the words, because I feel like we've been listening to that song for 13 years or so.
Yeah.
And I remember you not knowing the structure of the words and me being like, wow, I really thought you knew the words.
And then what happened?
I think we probably abandoned the song.
We did. We bailed out of it hard.
Yeah.
I think
Is this all a long setup for you to just grill me about a time I made you feel uncomfortable?
It wasn't your fault. It was me that made myself feel uncomfortable. The thing about open mic is that you don't need to be amazing on stage. You're there to have fun, and sometimes getting through most of a song and crash landing is really funny, and you can have a good time doing it.
You can do it, Andrew. Don't give up.
This kind of lit a fire in me, and I became very interested in performing out again. I couldn't really get enough. The rush of putting yourself out there and actually doing well was too sweet. I quickly assembled some musical fellas and we signed up to play. Austtin graciously played guitar and my friend Tyler played drums, and we got together and did Adam's Song by Blink-182. I played bass and sang the song at the same time. I was kind of nervous, but we didn't really do so bad. I really don't enjoy playing a guitar or bass at the same time as singing. I can do it, but it requires a lot of focus, and I just don't really enjoy it the entire time, and I feel like both of my skills of those things independently get like 40% worse when I'm doing them at the same time, so I try to avoid it if I can, but it went pretty well considering. After that, I teamed up with some other guys and we played stuff here and there, more stuff I didn't really get footage of, until one night in September when everything really popped off. Some local punk named Kagan decided he was going to put together a special open mic night themed to a genre of music very close to my heart. Emo Night. Immediately, I remembered all the classic quote-unquote emo songs I grew up listening to in the 2000s. Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, Escape the Fate, My Chemical Romance, you know the bands I mean. Now, in doing a lot of research and talking about this video with friends and stuff, it kind of led me to realize that what we consider emo, you know, the My Chemical Romance and stuff like that, isn't really exactly what the origins of the emo genre would consider emo. But that's kind of up for debate. That's a video I think better handled by Finn McKenzie of the Punk Rock MBA. I would highly recommend his channel. But for the purposes of this video, anything I refer to as emo is going to be those kind of bands out of convenience. So I got even more fellas together and we hit the night. I think we played Damn It by Blink-182 and then Adam's Song again. I also think we managed to play some A Day to Remember stuff. I don't really know how, and unfortunately I didn't get any video footage of that night either. I didn't know I wanted to make a video about this at the time, so I'm sorry. The night went really well. There was a pretty decent turnout considering it was a pretty small bar. I knew that if there was going to be another emo night, I wanted in. So lo and behold, Kagan and I smashed our big brains together and coordinated what was to become the biggest and best emo-themed open mic night of all time! With the help of a lot of our friends.
Drink specials.
This time, I doubled down. I made this huge spreadsheet of songs we wanted to play and coordinated who was going to play what instrument and at what time. I made some hype memes and even a silly little promo video. With the help of Trashberg creator Matt Hall. Kagan even had the idea to put out donation jars for Trashberg to help us fund our new camera, which helped, and we managed to get one.
In Trashberg, help them out.
Thanks, man. People were getting hyped, and I had so many ideas for the night. We discussed having like an emo eyeliner makeup station that eventually got thrown out because of the obvious hygiene issues. A lot of the ideas ended up scrapped for the night, but we got a group of kick-ass former emo musicians to play some rad tunes.
Never mind, I won't.
Well, I gotta learn Ohio Celebrity right now.
We did it. Wow. We splashed our nails with black paint, cut our wrists, blacked our eyes, and prepared for a night of pure sadness.
Come on, wrist and black my eye. Come on, wrist and black my eye.
The crowd was huge. It was probably one of the biggest crowds that I had ever seen there. Granted, it's not a very big venue, but even still, I remember in between sets and songs, I had to struggle to make my way through the crowd to get water. What felt like hundreds of sad boys and emo gamer girls stood in front of me, and we unleashed emo banger after emo banger at them. Hell, we even opened a pit or two with the Day to Remember stuff that we played. It got surprisingly heavy for an emo-themed night. The night was overwhelmingly successful, and everyone seemed like they had a really good time. It was without a doubt the largest crowd I had ever seen there, and a lot of people that have been going there for years have said it wasn't the absolute biggest show, but definitely one of the biggest that they had ever seen. The show went from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and by 1:30 a.m. I felt dead. Actually dead. I don't know exactly how long I was on stage, but I tried to be on as much as possible, belting out all the jams, and I felt it. If you were there and you're watching this now, thank you so much. That was such a fun night, and I'd love to hear what your favorite part of the show was in the comments. Reflecting on it now, it's really just surprising to me that something as silly as bombing a Red Hot Chili Peppers song at an open mic could lead to something as fun and exciting as the emo-themed open mic night. The songs were by no means perfect, but that didn't really matter. A lot of us feel compelled to be a perfectionist, and I know that I really used to cringe at the thought of doing or posting something that I didn't find perfect because of how it may be perceived, but really, man, that's just anxiety getting in the way of your creative process. It's really changed my perspective. I think if you're going to do something, you should try to do your best you can, but that doesn't mean you have to be pixel perfect and make stuff with the most expensive tools or whatever. It's also made me realize that getting out of your comfort zone can lead to some opportunities you'd never expect. For the first time since high school, I've been jamming and writing songs with some cool and talented dudes recently that aren't flaky and they legitimately seem to be into making cool music. Really messing up that Red Hot Chili Peppers song has opened a few doors for me creatively, and I'm very excited to see where they go. Alrighty, all of you sad boys and emo gamer girls and all the rest of you people out there, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, I know you know to hit the like and subscribe button for more stuff like this, but more importantly, I know it sounds cheesy, but I just want to remind you and encourage you to never let anything get in the way of you being creative.
Oh.